Good evening. A Terre Haute man goes public with his claim that a well-known development for the elderly is transitioning into a fire trap.
And this guy knows his stuff. He's a firefighter of 25 years.
News 10's Brent Frazier has been digging into these safety claims as St. Mary of the Woods begins to wean the Maryvale apartments off its fire protection plan. Brent?
Patrice, Maryvale is not a nursing home. It's not even an assisted living facility. It's a 3-story federally subsidized elderly housing unit. And tonight, this fire chief in charge of protecting Maryvale says those who live there are sacrificing a certain safety. Late summer 1992, a serious fire at Maryvale Apartments, and firefighter Derek Scott was brand new to the job.
Knocked it down pretty quick, did an evacuation, unfortunately found a victim in it.
One of Maryvale's elderly female residents did not survive, despite emergency responders' most valiant efforts, despite a strong supply of water firefighters dream of.
For that facility, for out in that area, it's a rural area, great water supply.
Derek Scott says it's the same trusty water line channeled from the St. Mary's campus that's carried Maryvale the last 34 years. But that was then. This is today.
We're going from approximately 1,000 gallons a minute to 200 gallons a minute, which for Sugar Creek Fire puts us at a big major disadvantage.
Sugar Creek sat in on more than one meeting last year at St. Mary of the Woods when the Sisters of Providence made the administrative decision to cut off that connecting water main Scott insists has been Maryvale's lifeline.
We have recommended that that Maryvale stays on the Sisters of Providence water system because of the water supply that it gives to Maryvale.
And what was St. Mary's response to that?
His response was no, they wanted to be released from the liability of Maryvale.
This is perhaps an ideal time to cut ties with the connecting line. What with St. Mary's new state-of-the-art sports and rec center well underway, the Sisters of Providence defend their decision, insisting that Maryvale will still be covered by its current 4 fire hydrants. Only the water will be supplied by Indiana American. Maryvale's even being hooked up with a 5th hydrant to come online later on. But Derek Scott, now Chief Derek Scott, likens the transition to going from a fire hose to a garden hose.
Now that we're losing this much water supply, I have to totally revamp my action plan.
And he worries about the roughly 150 already physically challenged tenants in this tri-level structure.
We will come up with a plan to give them the best fire protection we can. Is it the best as far as water supply? No. But will we do our best to provide that? Yes, we will. Will there be a delay? Definitely.
In fairness, the woman who runs Maryvale says residents have been informed of this fire plan transition every step of the way. You can read her comments as well as the Sisters of Providence statement in our online story. Now, we must point out that water line connecting St. Mary's and Maryvale is still online, still working tonight. The sisters are waiting until the appropriate safe time to switch it off for good. Mike, Patrice.
Interesting story. Thank you, Brent.